And Clark, this terrific city has produced some greats, and 4 of them playing tonight.
You're exactly right, Kevin. The Windy City, Chicago, has produced Mo Cheeks, Isaiah Thomas, Doc Rivers, and Mark Aguirre, all All-Stars, and I'm sure they've got plenty of family and friends in attendance to enjoy their performance on the court.
Yep, so much to celebrate. And Clark, is there a common thread when you think about a Chicago-type player?
Well, I certainly do believe there's a common thread. When playing outside or outdoors in the Windy City, the perimeter shot can easily get blown off course. So you got to be able to get that thing to the rack and in a straight line fashion. And that's something all Chicago players share in common.
A lot of high flyers, you're right. And your West All-Stars, Fat Lever and Magic Johnson, the guards. Alex English and Karl Malone at the forward spots. And in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon. For the East, it's Moses Malone inside and Dominique Wilkins with Larry Bird the forwards. And in the backcourt, Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan.
And you look at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, rivals since college. Early on, no love lost between them, but over time, they've become friends.
So the East All-Stars will get the first possession. Good for the basket, starting off 1 for 1 with that shot. And if there was a snub, Clark, for this year's All-Star game, many felt it was the sharpshooter Dale Ellis of the Sonics.
Well, you take a look at what he's done. He's the only top 10 scorer in the NBA who was not an All-Star.
The Tennessee Volunteers should be here. Clark, you see Larry and Magic together in those Converse ads. They've become really the faces of the NBA.
And Kevin, I think they've inherited the mantle from the great Dr. J. He's done such a great job representing the league all these years, and certainly he's left it in good hands with those two.
And that's a great comparison. And the Eastern All-Stars favored to win tonight.
Star power and firepower, veteran IQ and smarts, but you never know. The West has quite a bit of talent too.
Indeed they do.
You know, there's so much that's amazing to me about Jordan, but his endurance stands out. He consistently gets stronger, it seems, as the game goes on.
Now, here's English. Johnson surveying the floor. Shot clock at 6. Lever finds English. Over Bird. English, no good.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
Malone right side. Here's Jordan. And he makes that one. Jordan's got 7 points in the game. And starting last season, Clark, Michael Jordan's scoring went through the roof.
Averaging over 37 points per game, partner, and he's kept close to that pace this season as well. Remarkable.
Amazing and remarkable, right. Wow. And Michael Jordan winning the dunk contest yesterday, Clark. Can he add to his trophy case tonight?
Kevin, I think his teammates want to see him win the MVP. I think they're going to give him as many touches as he needs to have a chance to do it.
Ooh, that'll be fun to watch. And plenty of subplots to this game. For more, let's send it over to David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Thanks very much. Now, this story has never gone away over the years, guys. Isaiah Thomas is, of course, a native Chicagoan, but you'll still hear some boos today from Bulls fans. That's because at that All-Star game a couple of years ago, people questioned whether Isaiah froze out Michael Jordan. And some people still believe it. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, that story has not gone away. Thank you, David. For what it's worth, Clark, Isaiah Thomas denies there was a freeze-out, and Jordan himself says, I never said it, so what do you think?
But the reality is, we probably never will know the full story.
That was the 2K drive, as that move deserved another look. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. The pass to Malone. East grabs the miss. Hey, Clark, the record for points in the All-Star game is 42, set by Wilt Chamberlain back in the 1962 All-Star game.
And you know, a lot of Wilt's records seem virtually untouchable, but I don't think that one is. With all these great scores, who knows? It might be broken tonight.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Terrific defense that time from McKee. He's got such an outstanding feel and awareness for how to not only block shots, but change them too.
Lever against Jordan. Here's Johnson, and it's Johnson with the jam.
Magic Johnson leads the league in assists, and he's also got the most assists in All-Star game history. He processes the game at another level, folks.
Jordan. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%. Clark, amidst this All-Star celebration, labor negotiations between the players and the NBA continue.
Trying to find their way through this current impasse, Kevin, and looking to avoid any interruptions to this game that we all have a love affair with.
Yeah, I know you and I hope they can find some common ground.
Please make it happen soon.
And Clark, when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon's Houston Rockets, here is a team making a lot of moves.
I tell you what, their trade for Joe Barry Carroll and Sleepy Floyd paying huge dividends. They're certainly on the rise in my mind.
Yeah, a lot of people like those moves. And Michael Jordan won the dunk contest last night, and man, was it great. What a thriller. He and Dominique Clark put on a great show, and you could tell they both wanted it so badly. Perhaps the home court advantage gave Michael Jordan Clark the edge.
And there was another winner from last night, and that was Larry Bird, taking home the trophy in the three-point shootout. And he didn't even need to take off his warm-ups to handle his business.
Clark, somebody told me he looked at the rest of the competitors and said, okay, who's going to be in second place here? Who's going to finish behind me?
Sounds just like
Magic Johnson.
And Magic Johnson, Clark, made it clear coming into this game that he wanted the challenge of defending the great Michael Jordan.
He certainly did, and the West as a team will certainly have their work cut out for him trying to slow that guy down.
That is going to be fun to watch. And the West All-Stars have possession. They trail by 7. Johnson, the pass to Olajuwon. Can't hit that one. Good work defensively by Malone. Here's Jordan. Good, and the assist goes to Malone. Jordan's got 19 points. And tonight's All-Star MVP will have a $5,000 check presented in their name, Clark, to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund.
A great cause in honor of a terrific American.
Here is Olajuwon after the made shot from Michael Jordan. And here comes Thomas leading the fast break. Quick and elusive, Isaiah Thomas gets wherever he wants to on the court.
How about this list? Players who have never missed an All-Star game in their careers. Jerry West, Bob Pettit, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those last 3 playing here tonight.
And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. East All-Stars ahead. They're up by 11. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. As these great fans hope Michael Jordan can bring home the win and the MVP hardware. The West trails by 11.
And the head coach of the East, Mike Fratello, his first time coaching in the All-Star game.
On the court right now as the second quarter starts for the West All-Stars. We've got Worthy. Magic Johnson is out there with Drexler. Then it's McDaniel. And it's Abdul-Jabbar. And at the center, filling out the middle. Passes it to Doherty. Wilkins outside. Here's Jordan. He makes his 10th basket of the night from the field. He has missed 2 shots from the floor. How about that? Mike's a terrific friend of yours and mine, and Fratello's Hawks recently moved into first place in the East after the Cavs beat the Celtics. Clark enabling him to become the coach of the East All-Stars.
So don't be surprised if the Cavs' Brad Doherty gets extended minutes in his first All-Star appearance. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
And Kareem looking to set the career record for all-star scoring. Isn't that something?
It really is. Needs just 10 points to do it, Kevin, and you got to love his chances. I mean, that's a layup for him, pun intended.
Good one. The vision of Magic Johnson is unsurpassed. Well, Clark, there was some question whether James Worthy would actually play in this All-Star game.
Yeah, he's dealing with some tendinitis in his knee, and because of that, I think his minutes very well could be limited.
Yeah, he's got to pay attention to the big picture, doesn't he?
Yep.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for your East All-Stars, Michael Jordan, shooting 1.
Free throw good, Jordan. And here early, Clark, the East has the edge.
You look at that team on the East squad, an embarrassment of riches, Kevin, and, you know, they've got so many weapons. I think it simply comes down to execution for them.
Clyde Drexler on the wing. Back to Johnson, and there's the call on Michael Jordan. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Rivers against Drexler.
Boy, that's rugged defense from Rivers. Fantastic. Staying with shooters and then making them uncomfortable.
Some nice passing here by the West. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And Kareem, the elder statesman. 19 years in the NBA. Decades of dominance. The East leading by 14.
And Coach Mike Fratello, a colleague of ours, coaching in the All-Star game, standing tall amongst a bunch of tall guys in the NBA. You know, his dad was an amateur boxer, and, you know, I think that background gives Mike a lot of confidence as a coach.
And if there's a rival for the size and athleticism of Michael Jordan, Clark, it might just be Clyde Drexler.
I don't think there's any question about it, Kevin. The Phi Slamma Jamma alum can take flight with the very best of them.
Yep, great athletes. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And Clark, not easy for these coaches to put their stamp on the game. Only a 1-hour practice yesterday to get acquainted and move through some sets.
And you know, Kevin, it's not about necessarily practice time. A few offensive sets is all that's needed. I think it's how you manage the players and give them a platform to have fun and do what they do.
That's a good point. And Michael Jordan, not only last season's leading scorer by a mile, but Clark Kellogg this season, he is in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the true definition of a two-way player. Gets it done at a high level at both ends.
And some changes here for the East. McHale comes in for Brad Daugherty. And it's Bird in for Dominique Wilkins. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Olajuwon's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. Malone comes in for James Worthy. Aguirre's checked in for McDaniel. And Levers subbed in for Clyde Drexler. The shot by Johnson, no good. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for the East All-Stars. 17-point lead, their biggest. Count that one.
And Jordan is simply amazing at finishing through contact. Doesn't matter what you throw at him or who, he finds a way to score.
Johnson against Jordan. Malone sets the pick for Johnson. Pass to Aguirre. Back to Johnson. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Lever. And again, unable to change momentum here. The East leading by 19, and they double up Jordan. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball.
Jump ball call.
And here are the East All-Stars now. McHale for 3. Offensive rebound. Patrick Ewing is a load inside the paint.
And with Patrick Ewing leading the way, the New York Knicks finally competitive again. The big man has quickly found a rapport with rookie point guard Mark Jackson. They are a team on the rise. Book that.
Johnson, the pass to Malone. Here's Olajuwon. Goes up again. The grace of Hakeem Olajuwon. Something special to see.
Hey, it's inexcusable not putting a body on Hakeem. I mean, you deserve to get cooked when you don't do that. Looking to stretch this lead out even further, going right after his shot.
The West trails by 21. Lever inside. He's guarded by Rivers. Lever against Jordan. And they double up Jordan. It's good. Jordan's got 35.
Not surprising at all to see Jordan piling up points, playing with a lot of determination and grit, and insisting on being aggressive looking for his shots.
Jordan with the steal. And not many out there who can elevate like Michael Jordan.
They are really in control on both ends of the floor right now, forcing turnovers and finding easy points, while the other guys are struggling to maintain pace.
And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for the East. They kept going to him again and again, and he delivered with a monster quarter. Back right after this. And we welcome you back to the second half of the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. Great performances from these players, whether it's their first time participating or their 17th. Here's Johnson.
You know, you get into the latter stages of the game, and it's normal to wonder who will take home the MVP trophy. It's certainly one of those accolades that's mentioned when you talk about the great ones.
We've got Dominique Wilkins. Michael Jordan is out there with Thomas. And it's Bird, and it's Malone, and at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the five out there for the East All-Stars.
Playing well on both ends of the floor, stifling defense and dangerous O. That's a heck of a combo.
Here's English. And that's collected by Bird. And of the players in tonight's All-Star Game, Clark, two have won MVP trophies in this game before. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas.
And how about this, Kevin? Thomas has won 2 out of the last 4 years. If he was to get 3 MVPs, that would put him in some rarefied air, tying with Oscar Robertson for second most. Bob Pettit is the only player to do it 4 times.
And it's Dominique Wilkins with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team. Foul.
Johnson down low. Jordan on him.
You know, there's been talk about adding a 3rd referee to NBA games. The commissioner and the rules committee are in favor of it, and they plan to put it before the Board of Governors at the next meeting.
And Larry Bird winning 3 straight MVP awards from 1983 to 1986.
You know who the last player was to do that?
I'm going back to the 60-something. You tell me.
Yeah,
I know you
Bill
know.
Russell.
Yeah, right.
It's Bill Russell, 1960 to 63.
Of course. I'm glad we bring him up. A legend.
Yep.
And Clark, with 3 officials working games, do you think that will result in more fouls being called, more eyes on the ball? They can pick up a lot more, certainly, with more guys out there.
Yeah, you know, I think, Kevin, it might be the case early on with the 3rd official, but over time it'll smooth itself out. Off the ball, you know, some things you could get away with in the past, maybe not so much with 3 officials out there.
And the East with the lead.
Living up to that favored and top billing and giving these fans quite a show. Larry Bird had it going last night at the Legends game, trying to fill it up tonight as well.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the West. He dishes it to English. To the middle, Lever. Tries again, and that's 2 points on the layup. Lever's got his first bucket of the night.
And Fat Lever, snubbed a year ago, now a first-time All-Star, well-deserved. He leads the league in triple-doubles, one of the original stat sheet stuffers, averaging 9 rebounds a game as well, best by a mile for NBA guards.
A little under 2. And a half minutes gone by here in the third. Feeds it to Olajuwon. Another spoon-fed basket for Magic.
When it comes to distributing the ball, nobody does it better than Magic. When one of his guys has a clean look, the ball is there quickly and on target.
Johnson against Thomas. Over Johnson. And the basket by Thomas. Thomas got his second basket.
And, you know, most of these guys are accustomed to having their team's offense built around them. It's an adjustment for them now to figure out who's going to get the rock most of the time.
It's good.
Malone, an outstanding pass. At the power forward position. He's got really good floor awareness and has a really good understanding of when to get the ball to the open man.
And good that time. Bird's got 8.
He's got this offense absolutely humming. And I love the patience and timing he's added to his game. Very obvious he's worked on that.
And you think about it, Justin Clark, how about the all-star reserves? Guys that start normally are the stars of their team, now off the bench on a team of stars.
Kevin, excellent point. For players who are used to starting the game, probably a rare experience coming in off the bench and trying to get it going. But I think these guys so enjoy being part of this, that sacrifice is not much at all.
You're exactly right. Here's what the East is going with right now. Brad Daugherty, he's checked in for Malone. Ewing comes in for Larry Bird. Danny Ainge is checked in for Wilkins. And it's Rivers in for Thomas. Aguirre kicks to Lever. 6 to shoot. Here's Drexler. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Drexler's got his second basket of the night.
And at 26 points per game, Drexler ranks 7th in the league in scoring. His Blazers playing catch up with the Lakers, though. Their improved defense has helped them overcome some early injuries.
And they double up Jordan. A three-pointer, no good.
And got to be honest here, I mean, he should have made that.
Here's Aguirre. It's hauled in by the East All-Stars. Outside, Ewing. Pass to Rivers. And here's Jordan outside. And another miss by the East. Jordan's gone just 1 of 4 from deep. Here's Aguirre. And it's blocked by Jordan.
With defensive prowess and nearly a 7-foot wingspan, it's a lot harder to get a clean look on Jordan than most guys.
He gets that one.
The #1 overall pick in 1985, and it was an all-star rookie season for Patrick Ewing. Hurt last year, but nice to see him back where he belongs, right in the all-star game.
Right side Lever, and it's Olajuwon with the jam.
Boy, that's so difficult to stop. Once Olajuwon gets near the rim, you got to be ready for him to rise up and throw it down.
And so it's the East All-Stars having no problems at all. Up 29 points heading into the next quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high.
32.
Welcome back to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. The grand finale of what's been a tremendous weekend. To celebrate the NBA.
You take a look at the landscape of the NBA, and I tell you what, that Central Division, dominant. How about this? 36 games above 500 combined.
On the court for the West All-Stars, we've got Aguirre. Worthy out there with Donaldson. And it's Drexler. And it's McDaniel at the 3. And Maurice Cheeks Clark, the 6'1 playmaker for the Philadelphia 76ers.
His third straight All-Star appearance, and he's had a total of 4 in his what looks to be on the verge of a Hall of Fame career.
What a terrific defender.
Yes, he is.
Magic Johnson checked in for Aguirre. Drexler's shot is off. Well, you look at that Central Division, all 6 teams on pace to make the playoffs.
And, you know, Chicago got off to that great start, Kevin. Then they cooled off just a bit. Now tied with Detroit at 3 games behind Atlanta. Those teams are graped up pretty good.
Oh, glad we got a chance to check out that fantastic drive one more time. Down the stretch here, the East, Clark out in front.
Getting it done. It's been such a fun game to watch. Entertaining from both sides.
Whew, it sure has been.
And Ames this season has hit a three-pointer in 23 consecutive games. That's an NBA record, and that is his game, making threes.
And the dunk by Drexler.
And enjoying his finest pro season, Clyde the Glide Drexler making his second All-Star appearance. Worked over the summer with Kiki Vandeweghe to substantially improve his jump shot.
And the shot goes in.
And Danny Ainge making his All-Star debut in year 7, having the best season of his career. He went from a singles hitter in pro baseball to a long-distance laser in the NBA.
And now let's hear from David Aldridge about Magic Johnson.
Hey, Kevin, when you talk to coaches, they are amazed at what Magic already sees on the court, that he always seems to make the right decision and plays at a higher level. One coach said, don't you get the feeling that Magic Johnson and Larry Bird are watching this game in slow motion? Certainly seems that way, Kevin. Back to you.
East All-Stars foul.
David, that's a great report, and thank you for it. Clark, that's an apt description. That's right on the money, don't you think?
I think it speaks to the rivalry between Magic and Bird on the floor. They're extremely competitive, uber talented, and, you know, each guy is kind of looking at the other guy saying, well, you did this, I'm going to do that. Always looking to one-up the other.
Oh, and thank goodness we got a front row view. Oh, my!
Wow! Much respect for the bounce of Drexler. I mean, this guy knows how to get up and throw it down with flair.
Out of bounds, it'll be the West All-Stars ball. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Johnson outside. Worthy against McHale. Worthy drawing the double team. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here.
It'll be a jump ball.
Cheeks from outside. And another miss by the East.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
Here's Worthy up and in from the low block. And James Worthy here in Clark, his 3rd All-Star game.
Yeah, I was part of the '82 draft when Worthy was the #1 pick out of North Carolina. He can hurt you on the block as well as in transition.
So refresh our memories. He was #1. Where were you taken?
I was number 8, Kevin.
That's right.
Number 8.
That's right. I knew that. I just wanted you to boast a little bit. Doubled by McHale. On the wing, Johnson. Defended by Jordan. And that one hits back iron.
Well, that's a rare miss for him inside. He may have just rushed it a bit. Maybe lost concentration, too.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. And some changes here for the West All-Stars. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Worthy, and Aguirre's subbed in for Johnson. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for the East. Takes a 3. And another miss by the East. Cheeks has gone just 1 of 5 from the field.
East foul. Maurice
The West
Cheeks.
All-Stars making a switch here.
Third personal
Lever's
foul.
checked in.
Third team foul. Now into the lineup for the West All-Stars.
We've got 1:13 left in the fourth. McDaniel, the pass to Lever. Some nice passing here by the West. And the pass to Aguirre. Shot clock at 5. Here's McDaniel. Lever has the open look. Jump shot is good that time. And Kareem will need to get it going, Clark, to reach double digits.
I think his teammates have to do a better job of getting him touches. Just keep feeding him. He's more than capable of getting there. You know, he's taking shot after shot after shot, but still can't break out of this cold
East
streak.
All-Stars foul. Kevin McHale. First personal foul.
And the first one drops.
Team foul.
Matt Lever is not the biggest guard, but he makes big impact on the game because he plays with such intensity at both ends of the floor.
And here are the East All-Stars. The feed to Abdul-Jabbar.
I don't think there was any question about that being a foul.
Doherty. First personal
Free
foul.
throw drops for Abdul-Jabbar.
Team foul.
A towering presence on both ends. Abdul-Jabbar is also known for his unblockable and most unique sky hook. Such an impactful, unique big man, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Well, most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
Steps back. Here's McDaniel, drilled from 11 feet out. And the 6'8" forward from the Seattle Supersonics, Xavier McDaniel.
Now in year 3, he's got to be excited, making his very first All-Star appearance.
Strong player from Wichita State.
Three-pointers clearly the difference for them here in the second half. This is not what they needed. I mean, now the clock is stopped and their opponent is at the line. That's a double whammy.
Free throw good, Lever.
Shooting for the West.
And so he makes both from the line. Cheeks against Lever. Fires the 3. Cheeks no good. And the Eastern All-Stars deliver. The favorites coming in. Clark, they did not disappoint.
Yeah, you looked at that team on paper and you saw they were the stronger team and should have been favored, but you still got to go out and prove it, and they did exactly that.
And so much scoring in that lineup for the East. My goodness, look at those names. That's always going to be tough to stop.
And you factor in the raucous crowd cheering on Michael Jordan, Kevin. No wonder they found that extra gear they needed when it was time to get it done.
That's a good point. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.